us is they're down some guys, we're down some guys, and everybody that came in and touched the floor, their mission was to win their minutes and to do it together. And I thought everybody played a role. Kaiser, Dyson, Hawk, Matt Ryan, JV had a big game tonight. Across the board, Herb, CJ, I can go down the line, BIZ. So Larry, collectively, our group just came in with the mentality to execute offensively, and then everything started with our defense. Our ability to get stops, keep this team out of transition. We know that that's something good that they do. And it's hard to win in this building, so we'll take it.
Yeah, first time in 6 games, as a matter of fact. This new offense, we finally got a good look at it. It seemed like it started really clicking towards the end of that second quarter. What did you like best about what you saw out there tonight?
Trusting each other, moving the ball. You get 2 guys on you, just continue to share it, continue to trust, shoot open shots. And that's the beauty in watching our offense, is that we want to be a team that makes sure everybody's touching it, moving, cutting, and we got work to do. We can improve, we can get better, but it's better to teach off of a win.
What do you think about CJ's approach offensively?
CJ was elite tonight. His shooting, his playmaking, he was gutsy on defense, and it's what we're going to need out of him every game. But he did a great job this summer of really working and coming in elite shape, and it shows tonight.
Zion, I don't think he scored until that dunk right before halftime. What did you think about him just kind of picking up steam as that game went along?
It was great to see him just fight through it. He was maybe a little out of rhythm to start, had a few turnovers, but he just settled into the game. He didn't complain much. We tried to get the ball in his hands, and he made plays for himself and his teammates.
Matt Ryan had, maybe 2 or 3 practices with you guys?
Yeah.
And swings the game in the third quarter. How big was that?
It was huge for us. You guys was watching it. It kind of shifted the momentum. And we're going to need those guys to continue to hit big shots for us. You're open, fire that thing up.
And just in general, you talked a lot about the 3-point attempts. Only 4 in that first quarter, and then that number rises as the game goes along. Was that something you guys talked about in the huddle, getting those attempts up?
We didn't. That's the way the game was flowing. And whenever we got middle, they do a great job of being at the nail and helping, and the early easy pass was there for us. So we had opportunities to take open threes, and we got 32 up. That's okay. That's solid. We can get a few more, but I like our percentage from 3 tonight.
You don't see a two-way player getting rotation minutes very often in game number 1. I mean, you guys signed him on Sunday. When did you guys decide, hey, we want this guy to be part of the rotation?
We talked about it, who was going to play. Were we going to play 9, maybe 10? And, I had an opportunity to talk to Matt and learn more about him. And when I talked to him and, I thought about some of the experiences that he had already, I knew he was going to play tonight. So he came in, hit big shots, and he's a competitor.
Coach, it looked like you got to do some experiments all throughout the night. Zion at 5, a little bit of zone, different approach. What did you see? What did you learn? What kind of clarity do you have after this one game?
The biggest clarity that we have is we want to be a mentally tough team, and we did that tonight. Coming on their floor and carving out a win with different lineups, like you said, throwing zone at them, switching 1 through 5, all the things that we've been working on in practice. It was great to see us come on somebody's home floor and have toughness and execution and communication, and to do it with joy.
And on the mental toughness note, Zion looked a little frustrated when it didn't come easy for him in some plays, loose handle here, something like that. What's the words to him on just his first game? It's going to be a process. It doesn't have to all come at once.
The biggest discussion that we'll have is going to be hard, and we should expect that. Night in and night out, the NBA is going to be hard, and teams aren't going to let us just come down and execute. We have to be the team that's more forceful, and we did that tonight.
You said multiple times that we're not going to replace Trey's production with one guy. He's got to be everybody chipping in, and we saw that with Matt Ryan. Hawk hit a 3-point in the second half. How important is it to maintain that kind of everybody chipping in with those 3-point shots?
It's important. It's who we are. We have to maintain that identity, is that we do it collectively. Everybody just do a bit more, and if we do that, you know, we can steer the ship and continue to carve out some wins along the way. Then when we get those guys back, we'll be that much stronger.
Rookie Jordan Hawkins, his first game, how do you assess it?
Fantastic. You know, these are the moments that I'm sure these guys have all grown up waiting for. And to be a rookie, to work as hard as he does and to get on the floor and score his first NBA basket, you just don't take it for granted. It's such a blessing, like I said before, to come in, to have an opportunity to be on any NBA floor, to have NBA on your chest, and come out here and use this platform. It was great to see. It's fun.
Coach, looking at the Rook, Dyson, Kaiser, those guys didn't quite get the run they wanted the last few years for whatever reason, injuries, COVID. You put them out there with JV, and they kind of played even minutes at least. They held, you know, wherever to hold water. What they gave you off the bench as a collective.
They were great. And all of those guys, they've been in all summer. You know, besides Dyson. Dyson was playing for the Australian national team, but those guys have been in all summer. They've been working, and we're all about it. Like if you can play youth, it doesn't matter. If guys put the work in, then we want to reward them with the opportunity.
Gotcha. Last one, Larry looked like he was maybe still trying to get up to speed, maybe not 100%. Any worries there? What do you think of Larry? What kind of feedback did he give throughout the game?
Larry would be fine. I mean, he's working through it. First game back, been out for a little while, a little rusty, and you know, he'll keep working and keep getting back into a rhythm. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
I've actually never done this in the NBA.
What's that?
How's it feel?
Podium.
No. This is your first podium game?
First podium in the NBA.
Oh wow. When did Willie let you know, hey, you're gonna be part of the rotation?
One of the assistants mentioned it yesterday. Hey, will you be ready to go for 4 minutes? I said I'd rather 40, but I'll take 4. And then this morning, another one of our assistants said, be ready to go at the start of the second. So they told me, they let me know.
Was there a point before or just during the game when you're like, okay, I'm in rhythm, I'm kind of settled now?
I'm always in rhythm. That's my job. I got to be in rhythm. And even if I'm not, I got to convince myself that I am. So just going in there, if I'm open, I got to shoot it. That's what I'm here for.
What's the key to kind of just finding your shots within this offense? I know you haven't had that much time to learn it, but what's been the key for you?
You know, it's easy as a shooter when you're playing with other really good players. CJ, BI, they tend to get you really good looks. A lot of defensive attention goes towards Zion when he's driving. But, you know, I've been playing basketball a long time. I know where to find open spots. You know, I know how I want to get my feet set, you know, depending on where the pass is coming from or where I am on the court. So it's just a lot of reps. You know, I'm just comfortable playing basketball and hunting threes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, because you had an opportunity to be on a few different teams now.
Yeah.
What's the key to kind of finding that comfort level early, the way you did with this team?
You know, I think my first 3 was off offensive rebound. That always helps you get going. You get a clean look, make or miss. You know, to get a clean look is always nice. A lot of times you try and hunt a corner 3 as a shooter to get you going, because that's the easiest one. But other than that, you know, once you see the first one go in, you kind of just want to keep shooting every possession. You just want to keep letting it rip. And when I had space, that's what I was doing.
I think defensively you had a pretty good game.
Appreciate it.
No problem. What are those kind of things you kind of look for playing defense? I know all the calls by now, but how do you kind of assess that?
Again, you know, familiarity and comfortability, just playing basketball. I play a lot of basketball. I'm always in the gym. I try and lock in on our schemes, game plan against certain guys. You know, coaches did a great job preparing us for, you know, what we wanted to do when certain guys had the ball and certain guys were off ball. So, you know, I just try and lock in on that and do the best I can, and try and help my teammates if I can. Make sure I'm boxing out, even if I don't get, you know, as many rebounds as other guys. You know, I'm making sure to box out and making sure my guy doesn't get it.
Yeah, you mentioned just having a few practices, just talking to him. What's it been like just getting with the guys, communicating, that sort of thing, how they brought you into the group and make you feel welcome off the court?
I mean, there really hasn't been much time to get acclimated with everybody off the court. I flew in Monday morning to New Orleans, and tonight's Wednesday, so I've really been with the team this is like the 3rd day I've been with the team. And but, you know, they knew who I was. They knew everybody at this point really knows what I'm looking to do out there. And again, you know, I got to thank the front office and the coaches for giving me this chance.
I read a little bit about some of the stuff you've done between just your time with NBA teams. I just want to make sure it's right. You did a little door dashing, a little landscaping. Is that right?
Yeah, so you know, I finished my 5th year of college at Tennessee Chattanooga, and that's when COVID hit. So I was kind of home for a whole year, training, and you know, I was just kind of getting bored, just going from home to the gym. So, you know, I wanted to do something that was easy to drop and go play right away. So, you know, I had a car, was capable of delivering food, so I did that for a little bit. But I stayed in the gym. I stayed focused on, you know, my goals, and when the opportunity came, I was ready.
When you think about just where you were then and getting to these type of opportunities, what kind of comes to mind?
You know, just gratitude, and you know, just thanks to, you know, everybody that stuck with me during that time and continued to support me, and kind of have an understanding of the reason why I was putting in all that work, because I truly believe that I could play at this level. It would have been easy to stop, or, you know, just take a mid-level job somewhere in Europe, but I wanted to play in the NBA. I always did, and I believe that I can, and I'm gonna continue to try and show it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
those dunks at the end of the first half for your first buckets of the game. Did you feel like that kind of got you going and gave you some momentum heading into the second half?
It helped. For me, I think it's going to be a few games, just getting that in-game flow back. No matter how much I work out, train, play pickup, it's nothing like a real NBA game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking to last year when you guys beat Brooklyn. I mean, it's a really nice win for you guys tonight. Like, I mean, this is your 5th year. Like, what can you just say about, like being really consistent because the NBA season is so long, and I guess the importance of that?
Like as a team?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, the teams that win the championship, they're consistent and great with the small things on a day-to-day basis. So if we can get to a championship level with like the small things, I think we got a good chance.
What'd you think about Matt Ryan in the second quarter?
Yeah, I'm glad he was with us this time, not against us.
And just what was the key for you in the second half? Just finding your shot more consistently and just finding areas where you could attack.
One, I gotta give Jaren his respect, and I think it actually worked out for me just playing against, the defensive player of the year in the first game, and just kind of feeling out like how he's gonna jump for shots, how certain teams will try to guard me. So the second half was more so just kind of feeling the game out.
And you guys have talked all camp about wanting to get more threes up as a team. Just what did you think about the job you were able to do with that tonight?
Before I answer that, I got to look at them numbers. I don't want to say something and we get in film and we say we didn't take enough, so I would have to look at the numbers first.
And you mentioned going up against Jaren. You did get him that one time. Where would you put that on some of your favorites so far?
It's up there. Just off the strength that he's Defensive Player of the Year, and he got my shot a few times. But like I said, I think the universe just kind of lined that up for me in the sense of playing against a great shot blocker like that in the first game.
And it looked like a couple of times you got frustrated with no calls, maybe a loose handle here and there, and then Coach Green talking about it's going to take some time. It's a process. It's not all going to come together in the first game. Talked about a little bit of that. Can you just expound on maybe how you dealt with the frustrations and how the teammate picked you up?
Realistically, dealing with the frustration is telling myself that I'm not going to get that call. It's realistically, in that moment, that's the only thing that really can get you through. Just telling yourself that you're not going to get that call, so I got to figure out another route to either score or get the best look.
And the dunks always get the attention, but you had that step back right there at the free throw line at a little mid-range. It kind of looked like BI. You just talked about how you got to show more of your game tonight. How did you feel?
It was great. It's there. Now, like you said, I just got to consistently show it. I think that'll definitely open up the game for me a lot more.
Zion, kind of a two-part question, but you and Ja obviously have been in the league 5 years now, same draft class, both from South Carolina. How disappointing is it to not get to face him again?
It's unfortunate. I always like competing against Ja. That's my brother. We go back since them SC days, and knowing Ja, he gonna come back to the court better than ever.
And I know, obviously, like you said, he's going through his struggles right now, but the kid you played AAU ball with back in the day, what do you recall about him off the court? What was that guy like?
The kid back then and then the man now, both of them are great dudes. I don't have anything negative to say about Ja. I never will. That's my brother. We all live and we learn, and I can't wait to see him back on the court.
How big was CJ tonight in some of the shots he was able to hit?
Whenever we needed a bucket, especially a bucket to kind of extend the lead, he was just there. That was big for us.
Just on Ja, have you spoken to him recently? Had any kind of words of wisdom?
I'll let Ja decide if you want to tell y'all that.
Rookie Jordan Hawkins, first game tonight. How did you assess his game? Assess his confidence?
Hawk gonna be all right. Hawk he up there with Trey. He just got to show it a little bit more, but Hawk up there with Trey for sure. I mean, not even just for him shooting, just the defensive energy and just making those small plays. I think that's big for confidence, especially in your first NBA game.
Focusing back on the win, at least it's a win. Coach said it was easier to teach off of a win than a loss, keeps the morale up. They made a little bit of run there in the fourth quarter, but you come in and finished out the game 12, 13 straight points. What was the conversation in the huddle before that run, and then obviously what was the locker room like getting this kind of win after the off season and the narratives and everything else that's went through this team?
The conversation, coach just kind of looked at me and B and said, this is your time. Go out there and make it happen. And I feel like we did. And as far as the conversation in the locker room, I mean, like you said, a lot of things we could have did better, but, I mean, that saying winning cures everything. It still always does feel good to leave with a win.
What key is to get some of the turnovers under control as well?
I think that's just players getting the feel for the game, learning a new style of offense. I think those things we'll fix over time. Hopefully sooner than later.
Thanks, Steve.
No problem. Have a good night.
You guys are down 2-3 in the first quarter. I mean, what just clicked or worked well for you guys those last 3 quarters?
We defended better. Got out and ran, played with better pace, moved the ball a little bit more, and got guys in the spots they like to be in to score. And I think that was the difference. We got to do a better job taking care of the ball. A lot of turnovers. I think they had 28 points off our turnovers. So we got to tighten up in that area and just really hone in on the little stuff. But I like that we only gave up 104. He got a basket at the end. 104 points is pretty good.
How good does it feel to be able to shoot the ball without a busted thumb?
It feels good, man. I put a lot of time in on, getting better at my craft, and shooting the ball is something I really take pride in. So it's just nice to be able to not have anything on my hand.
What did you think about what Zion was able to do and kind of picking up steam in that game?
Yeah, he settled in, got more comfortable as the game went on. Kind of felt out the defense and obviously how they were calling the game, and began to get more aggressive. We did a better job of getting the ball in spots where he could be successful, and he finished plays and did what he does.
Yeah, as he mentioned tonight, there are a few different moments where things got tight and you were able to come up with a big bucket. Are there times during the game when you kind of feel that, okay, I need to get a little bit more aggressive, I got to find my shot?
Yeah, it's a feel, making sure guys get touches. I'd like to get JB some more touches, and I'll continue to work on that. And he's a great presence for us around the basket and very efficient. So just kind of feeling the game out. We got a lot of guys that can score. Obviously, I can score too. And it's about taking care of the ball, controlling the pace, and getting guys in position where they can be successful. A couple of times we got ahead of ourselves to turn the ball over and things of that nature. And I just got to make sure I keep us settled, but I can score the ball, I can get to certain spots, and I'll continue to develop and get better as we play together more. I think that'll be helpful for all of us, the spacing, play calling, when to make the pass, when to cut, all of those things we'll continue to get better at. But I like the steps that we made from, September 28th to now.
And just having Z back out there, he got off to a little bit of a slow start, but still ended up with 23. Just how much of a difference does it make just having his presence out there?
Yeah, I mean, you got to account for him at all times. He's quick off his feet. He can make the right passes. They got to shift. They got to load the nail. They show him bodies, and he's able to get us in the bonus early. I would like to get some more free throws, but it happens. But I think he's the type of player that the team has to always be aware of at all times.
What was it like seeing Matt Ryan not even with you guys for a full week and still coming in making the impact he did tonight?
Shooting translates everywhere. That's a guy that's a professional. He knows how to play the game the right way. He's always ready to shoot. I think he was a plus 20 tonight. Came in, gave us great space, gave us great possessions, and really helped change the game for us.
Rookie Jordan Hawkins has his first game. He makes a 3, and then I think a couple plays later you give him a ball you to kind of instill confidence in a young guy like that?
Yeah, for sure. I gave him a grenade, in the shot clock, but I think he's the type of player like myself. We don't mind, getting the ball at the end of the shot clock. He's a guy who can shoot the ball. I see the work he puts in every day. He cares about his not only his jumper, but his game in general. He's not afraid. He's confident. And he's a guy who can fill it up. So we got to just make the right plays. And, for me as a guy who's been in the league for a long time, it's about understanding, the moment and understanding that these games are really important for us to establish who we are, to establish an identity and what we want to accomplish this year. And we're going to need everybody to contribute. Some nights it's going to be Kaiser, some nights it's going to be Dyson. Everybody's got to be ready, especially, with us having some guys out.
CJ, Coach, when I asked about how you play, you just said elite, left it at one word. Was there a part in the night where you just knew you had it going, you were comfortable with it, playing with instinct? Because you're still trying to, y'all still trying to get time together. But it looked at some point this night, like you knew it was your night.
I knew I had it going 2 months ago when I was working out 3 times a day. I put a lot of time in it to make sure I was ready, to make sure that I would be able to play a lot of minutes, play off the ball, play on the ball, score, not score. I just made sure that I was ready. I sacrificed a lot of time away from home, a lot of time, like in the gym, in the weight room. So I knew I was ready 60 days ago.